Yeah, mahogany. I have some more there. Anyways, this is my second, I guess, part for sentencing myself to fix my bench. So I'm playing some mahogany, which is here. Most of the top is glued up except for these two pieces down the center, which I think I'm gonna trim with mahogany instead of having all the way. I got myself a vise and yeah, let's cut some mahogany. Well, clean all this up, cut some mahogany and trim this top. Hey, welcome back to the shop. I have some stuff to share with you that is not necessarily good news. So in the saga to rebuild this into a bench rather than an slash outfit table and sentence myself from screwing it up, I laminated this top, and while I was re-squaring and planing this back to square and putting it back together, I put this heavy top on top of my rigid table saw, which by the looks of it got completely screwed up and out of whack, because this is what happened. And I mean, the fence in that saw is a piece of crap to begin with. I had it pretty good, but it completely got ruined. Ironically, I just bought a new fence to replace it. It's still sitting in the back of my car, but I am not sure. I'm a bit upset right now with this. Ironically, even when I didn't record me cutting these pieces of wood because I realized that it was going to be a bit dangerous, and I don't really want to record my own demise, but I'm stubborn and I wanted to get this done. So a couple things, we learn. Hopefully we keep our fingers. When I started to cut the edges, this piece here, when the piece was wide and I had run it through the joint on one side, so I had to make the other side parallel to that. This come off, and this is when I guess either putting tape and then cutting through the tape or zero clearance will work, because this piece here went through, and luckily for me it wedged itself. It went this way and it wedged itself in there, and I stopped the saw. But this would have been shot towards me, which is not good. But anyways, before I take this thing apart and install my new fence, which I will probably do a video on too, just because I got all I can see here is higher, so this obviously got screwed up. It looks like even my whole fence assembly shifted a bit. But before I do that, I will take this apart and I will check. This was flat. The cast iron part was flat when I bought it. That's the only reason I kept it. That was important to me. So I want to check that still is. I'm assuming it still is. If it is, I'm going to put the fence. If not, I'm going to return the fence. That's why it's still in my car, and I will buy me a new saw, because I'm not giving up on this stuff. Here's another thing about, I wasn't able to cut this piece here Just bear with me, we'll pick it up. They say mahogany is very stable, and this was sitting, what I bought it for a long time, and it was sitting here for a long time too. And it's run through my planer, and when I started to cut, so I run into a problem, I stop, and then I try to cut it from the other side. And this actually, I don't think it had nothing to do with my saw, because if you see here, see if I get you close up, see how it lifted itself. And this is, I mean, I've seen this happen with like 2x4s from Home Depot and stuff like that, but never with hardwood, especially when it doesn't have knots. I mean, there is something going on here, and that may be the cause of it. And I guess if I had a ton of experience, I would figure that out and try to slice this from this end instead of that end. But I'm gonna have to finish this by hand and then hand plane it. And this should have been an easy job of just cutting these pieces and gluing them to the side, but unfortunately I'm gonna have to sand all those burn marks before I do so. So anyways, we'll catch up in a bit. These pieces of NDF that go here, I don't wanted the joint between two MDFs, so I cut some strips. I cut them down and I'm gluing some strips of mahogany, and I got one done. It's being glued here. And I'm gonna keep fighting with these pieces, and I'll show you when it's all together. So I'm finished gluing my pieces. I left a bit of a gap here so I can hang tools like chisels and screwdrivers, and it's not too bad. I give it a sanding. I put a bit of a chamfer right on the edges. Got a little bit of burn here to clean, but she's coming along. So 5 coats of shellac. What have we learned? I find that it was too shiny. The lights just keep on reflecting, so I actually sanded it to try to get rid of the sheen. I guess this is part of learning as you go. But here's my vise jaw. Looks crooked because it is slanted. Has a 2-degree has a 2-degree slope this way. That's what the instructions call for, and that goes right here. So I'm gonna move this out of the way and work on the bottom, and I gotta make some trays to go in here, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. So here we are. This will probably conclude part 2 of this new bench build. So I did 5 coats of shellac and then sanded it because I found it still, you see the light reflecting on it. I stained the bottom of it and put a brace. Here I'm gonna do a set of drawers. There, my vacuum is gonna leave there with the hose hanging in this side, so I can just hook it up to a sander or whatever I'm using. I chose this vise because after looking at a lot of them, I was gonna go with the Veritas, the one with the chain, but I find that like you have to turn 1,000,000 times. This one you just turn 2 times and you open it up. It has a bigger gap in one side, so you can put something. And 1.5 turn, and she locks, and 1.5 turn, and she opens. I still have to stain this guy. The intention of this was that if you're working on something, you just put your tools there. I'm gonna make either 1, 2, or 3 trays that are removable. I did this so you can access to clamp. So if you want to clamp something here, from here and there, you just remove the tray. If you have tools hanging out here and I want to use it with the table saw, I can just put inside everything in the trays, and hopefully here is when I'm being a dreamer, because I was about to say, so it's all clean, but judging by this and this and this, I don't think we keep anything clean, but that's what I'm at. I think she's turning out very nice, and it's all part of organizing. All this stuff has to find a place. I do know where it goes. It's just getting there. This whole winter for me is organizing. So anyways, if you got this far, thank you for being here. I'll catch up with you soon. Ciao.